I'm Anil Kumar, and in this video we will understand how to find slope of a tangent. The question here is, determine an expression in simplified form for slope of a secant PQ. Explain how you could use the expression to find equation of tangent to the root function f of x equals to square root of x at point P 9, 3 and Q 9 plus h comma square root 9 plus h. Now, slope of a secant is what? Let us say slope of the secant could be written as slope of secant between any 2 points could be written as change in y value over change in x value. Now here we are given 2 points P and Q. So change in y value will be y2 minus y1 and change in x value will be x2 minus x1, right? So we can write down from the given points that change in y value is square root of 9 plus h minus 3 and change in x value is 9 plus h minus 9. So that becomes the slope of the secant line. Now we could simplify this a bit and write this as 9 plus h minus 3 divided by h. Now in this kind of a function, to simplify it, we could rationalize the numerator. So let's rationalize the numerator and rewrite. So we have square root of 9 plus h minus 3 over h. To rationalize, we'll multiply and divide by its conjugate, which is 9 plus h plus 3 divided by square root of 9 plus h plus 3. So once you do that, the numerator is product of difference and sum. So you get a square minus b square. So you get rid of radical, and that's the whole idea of rationalizing the numerator. So we get here 9 plus h minus 3 square, which is 9, divided by, do not expand the denominator. Well, you can't even in this case, right? You can't expand it also in this case. Well, I wrote this wrong. Yeah. So it should be within brackets square root 9 plus h plus 3. So that is what you get. And in the numerator, 9 minus 9 is 0. So you're left with h over h times within brackets square root 9 plus h plus 3. Now h and h cancel out, right? So we can cancel and simplify. So we get the slope of the secant as 1 over square root of 9 plus h plus 3. So that is a simplified expression for the secant slope PQ. So let me write this as MPQ, right? So that is the slope of the secant PQ at the point P where x value is 9. Now part 2 of the question is, explain how you could use the expression to find equation of tangent. Now what is tangent? Tangent is, let's talk about it now. So tangent is slope of the secant where the point Q is very, very close to P. So we could say tangent slope will be when the value of Q approaches P, right? So value of Q approaches P. The x value of Q approaches P. So if these 2 points are very, very close, then that means 9 plus h minus 9 is approaching 0, or you could say as h approaching 0. Do you understand? So difference in their x values is negligible. At present, the difference in their x values is 9 plus h minus 9, which is h, right? Which you divided by delta x. So basically, it means that delta x approaches 0, which is h for us, which is approaching 0. So that is the whole concept. Now, applying this rule, so we can say slope, now from here, since it says explain how you could use expression to find equation of tangent First you need to find slope. So we can say slope of the tangent now is equals to, we'll put h as 0. So we get 1 over square root of 9 plus 3, which is 1 over square root of 9 is 3. So we get 3 plus 3, which is 1 over 6. So slope of the secant becomes slope of the tangent as the 2 points come very, very close, or h becomes 0, right? So that is how we find the slope. Once you know the slope, then you can find equation of the line, right? So you could use slope intercept form. Now we can say equation of tangent at P, which is 9, 3, should be equal to what? So we can say y equals to the slope 1 over 6 plus b, and to find the value of y, we can substitute the point 9, 3. So 3 is the value of y, this is x here, 1 over 6, x value is 9 for you, plus b. And now that simplifies, we can take it to the right side as 3 minus, if you divide by 3, you get 3 over 2, right? So 3 over 2 equals to b, or 6 minus 3, which is again 3 over 2. So 3 over 2 is the y-intercept, correct? So you can do this calculation. Let me show you here itself. Dividing by 3, we get 2 and 3. So we get 3 over 2 here. Now bring it to the right side, 3 minus 3 over 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 minus 3 is 3. Denominator is 3, correct? So we get slope y-intercept as 3 over 2. And therefore, we can now write equation of the line, tangent line, as y equals to 1 over 6 x plus 3 over 2, right? So that becomes the equation of tangent at the point P, which is 9, 3 for us. So that is how you can explain this particular thing. I hope the steps are absolutely clear. And you also understand the definition of tangent, how we get it from the secant. So the whole idea is that the slope of the secant becomes the slope of the tangent as they become very, very close, or h approaches 0, right? So this value, the difference, 9 plus h becomes 0. That is what we need to understand. I hope that's well taken. You can subscribe to my videos and learn a lot about calculus. Thank you and all the best.